And Les is not here with me tonight because she is catching up with Montgomery County historian Tony Cohen. He is walking to Canada right now, retracing the path of the Underground Railroad. Right now, they are just outside of Buffalo, New York. So Tony walked 24 miles while we were sleeping last night. He says it's exactly what people would have gone through on that famous walk to freedom.
This is the time most people who are traveling on the Underground Railroad made their move. Under the cloak of darkness, where they could get farther without worrying about being seen.
Yeah, so Tony wrapped up that overnight walk at around 8 o'clock this morning. After a nap, a well-deserved nap, he is taking a boat, then biking 24 miles to Buffalo. Tomorrow, he's going to meet his goal, crossing into Canada. And someone else is walking with Tony as well. On paper, they couldn't be more different. But author Tom Dewolf shares something pretty rare with our local historian, that one of America's deepest wounds can be healed one step at a time. Leslie Foster brings us along for the journey.
On paper, they couldn't be more different, but on this Freedom Walk, historian Tony Cohen and author Tom Dewolf share something rare, the belief that America's deepest wound can still be healed, and that healing begins with a single step.
Stop, green light.
They're stopped.
Go, go, go. I'm not crossing.
It started with Tony's invitation.
Yeah.
And for Tom Dewolf, a question he wasn't certain how to answer.
I'm like, that sounds very interesting. I love to walk. Pilgrimage is big for me. But I said, it feels weird because I'm a white guy. And he said, white people helped on the Underground Railroad, and you need to write a new legacy for your family. That just about floored me.
Because he knew about your family legacy, your complicated family legacy.
Yeah.
In 1996, a young historian laced up his boots in Montgomery County, Maryland, and started walking. 800 miles, 6.5 weeks, all the way to Canada, retracing the secret paths of the Underground Railroad. 30 years later, he's doing it again.
I'm seeing what looks like an old plantation house.
Yep. For Tony, this is not the first time he's walked this road, but this time, something is different.
Unlike 30 years ago, this isn't going to be a solo trek. I'm bringing people out on the road.
Tony saw something in that willingness and knew exactly why Tom's presence on this walk mattered.
I wanted Tom on the walk. Anything that has the word hall in its name is an old plantation. Because he holds part of the story. The Underground Railroad wasn't simply about freedom, it was also about fighting oppression.
Tom Dewolf didn't grow up knowing any of this family history.
Every time I see a reference to the War of 1812, the biggest slave trader in our family owned more ships in the War of 1812 than the United States Navy had. That's how wealthy he was.
He only learned the truth 26 years ago.
3 generations of the Dewolfs from 1769 until it was made a hanging crime in 1820 were the largest slave trading dynasty in U.S. history. They transported rum from Bristol, Rhode Island to West Africa, primarily what is now known as Ghana, and traded for African people. Over 10,000 African people were stolen from their homes, from their families, to be forever enslaved. And estimates are something like 500,000 of their descendants are alive today.
So you are a descendant of what some may call the most successful slave trading family in America.
Yeah, I hate to use that word because success is typically a positive thing. And this is just vile, evil. I'll have people tell me, boy, I'm sure glad I'm not you. I wouldn't want those folks for my ancestors. And I'll respond by asking if they suppose their ancestors wore cotton clothing or drank coffee or tea, put sugar in those drinks, wore indigo, ate rice. Everything revolved around the slave trade. Yours isn't going all the way to the water.
Yeah.
2 families, 1 road.
I just love being around the trees, Tony.
And a question about what comes next.
I think it's part of white people's work to do what we can to repair the damage that white people did long ago and today.
Is that possible?
Yes, it's possible.
None of us are responsible for our ancestry or what came before us. We are 100% responsible for what we do today and how we move forward.
The journey to get there will take Tony and Tom on a boat across the historic Erie Canal. It was once the final stop before freedom in Canada, a chance for liberty and agency. And it's almost in sight. We cross on July 1st. It'll be the end to a very powerful months-long journey. From Lockport, New York, Leslie Foster, WUSA 9.
Yeah, you heard Les mention it there. She's going to be there when Tony crosses into Canada tomorrow, completing his journey. Check out more of Tony's story on Leslie's show. The first episodes are streaming right now on the WUSA 9 app.